Alright, what is going on, guys? So, I literally told you that I would be done making Human Torch videos for a while, and that lasted about a whole of a day. But it is not my fault, man. I had no intentions of making any more Human Torch videos, and this is but isn't a Human Torch video, but basically, he's getting buffed, man. Kabam is buffing Human Torch. How can I not make a video about that? That just screams Lagacy, man. Like, I've been talking about how good Human Torch is, and now he's getting buffed. I have to talk about it. You guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys want to hear my thoughts. So, let's break down this post. So it's about Human Torch, but it's more about the game moving forward in the game, the future of the game in general. So, more consistent balance changes coming your way. So, Summoners, the contest is a constantly evolving. We're adding a regular stream of new champions, new features, new abilities, and new synergies. Each new champion or feature changes the balance of the game. New and existing champions need to be regularly reviewed and balanced to ensure that they're all great additions to your roster, which is good to hear because, like, you get Ebony Ma and he sucks, you know? Like, he's a brand new champion. It shouldn't be like that. Starting in October 2019, we will be moving to smaller, more frequent balance updates of our champions, which I am really happy to hear because a lot of champions need some help. And it's honestly just minor things that they need, little tweaks that can make them so much better. And some champions could be brought down a little bit, like Ghost and Corvus, which two champions I have at rank 5, so I know how powerful they can be. And sometimes it feels like a bit too much, especially compared to other champions. What to expect. 3 months after a champion is released, we'll have reviewed and analyzed their data. If it needs a small balance up or down, we will notify the player base before it enters into the basic crystal pool of champions. So that'll be like before its champion starts getting widely pulled out of the basic pool. Approximately 3 months later, any changes made will have been tested and then released to the community. So it sounds like it's going to take about 6 months from the release of a champion to be updated if updating needs to happen. That seems like kind of a long time. Yeah, that seems like a little bit of a long time, but at least they'll let us know 3 months in advance what they're planning on doing, I guess. This new move balance cadence will be limited to minor balancing of a champion's existing kit. Abilities won't be added or removed. If a champion needs a rework, that champion will be addressed separately, and any compensation will be handled on a case-by-case basis. So that could mean getting resources back, maybe a rank down ticket, who knows. It says compensation will be handled on a case-by-case basis. We'll have to wait and see what that really means. For example, if a champion is underperforming as an attacker, we may choose to boost the potency of their fury or cruelty effects. If they're underperforming as a defender, we may look into decreasing the cooldown on a defensive ability. We will continue to do large reworks and won't be reducing their frequency. We're all excited about the upcoming Colossus and Old Man Logan reworks this fall. This is just the start, and our goal is to continue to improve older champions to increase the value players see in their existing roster. So that's great. So it sounds like the updates that they're going to be doing aren't major. If they are major, like the Colossus change, that's going to be a full separate thing, a full rework. This will just be more tweaking champions' abilities and maybe the numbers. So I know Human Torch and Annihilus are getting buffed. I don't see it in here. I thought it was in this post. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, upcoming Human Torch balance changes. Here we go. Alright, so upcoming Annihilus and Human Torch balance changes. So these two are going to be the first ones that get addressed with this new update, which is kind of weird because, like, looking at the champions that have come out this year, I would have thought, like, Diablo and Ebony Ma would have been up first, and then maybe Annihilus. And I don't think Human Torch is that bad, but hey, I'll take a Human Torch buff any day, all day long, because I've stated in the past that I think the reason why Human Torch I think the reason why he's underrated is because the hype for him was up here. People have been wanting him for so long, and he's just so cool. And when he came out, he was only like this good. But people think of him as like this good just because he doesn't quite meet the expectations. You know, that's what expectations do when they're set too high, and the champion doesn't quite meet them. So, alright, let's break down this post though. So, as we mentioned earlier, we're committing to more frequent, smaller tuning and balance changes in the contest. You can take a look at that post yourselves. I'm assuming that was the one that we just went through. We've looked at the data and took in your feedback and have observed that Annihilus is performing well as a defender. He is currently underperforming as an attacker, and we are looking at different options to improve his performance. So, as far as Annihilus goes, this is good. I like the sound of this because I thought Annihilus was extremely underwhelming. Because Annihilus, man, like this was one of the event quest stories that I read. Because there's like an old man torch in it. I was like, what's going on here? So I read it all to figure it out. And basically, Annihilus has this thing called, I think it's called the Cosmic Rod. And basically, it gives the wielder of the rod immense power. And Human Torch stole the rod from Annihilus. And when he had it, he was like crazy powerful. But through the story quest, Annihilus gets it back. And that's the Annihilus that we get. If you remember, there was like a 1 or 2 star Annihilus that we fought. Like that was him without the rod, and he was just super weak, right? But with the rod, that's the version that's in the game. So when you pull Annihilus, he's supposed to have this cosmic rod, and yet he is just extremely underwhelming, to play. Like it's nothing crazy, you know. Like he's got some okay stuff, decent damage if you build it up, but it's nothing crazy. Like the cosmic rod should be making him really strong. So I like to hear that they're gonna just help him out as an attacker more. And on defense, he's pretty annoying. That people put him on the Aegis nodes when it was Aegis heavy and Aegis intercept. He was super annoying there, and he got a bunch of kills. Seaton's rank 3-1. Like stop this alliance, this one war. It was crazy. So yeah, he's fine on defense, but yeah, definitely as an attacker, that is great. So as far as Annihilus goes, that's cool. Happy to hear that, but I don't have Annihilus, so like that's cool. Like yeah, I'm for it. But Human Torch, man. All right, this is what you all clicked on the video for. So Human Torch performs very well in matchups against Mystic champions. True, which if you watch my videos, you know that's true. In matches where he can bypass miss. True, especially like Ebony Ma, where it is a Mystic champ. When he can reverse healing, which is awesome, which I've showed. However, outside of those conditions, he's not as strong as we'd like him to be. I agree. So we're looking at increasing his strength in those not ideal matchups. He should still have situations where he's weaker or stronger, but we want to close the gap a little. Dude, when I first read this, I was so happy. I literally had to make sure I wasn't reading like a troll post, like a fake post. Like I triple checked that this was legit. Like, dude, yes, this is what I want to hear. This is the type of content I like to see. So we are estimating that this change will be live in approximately 3 months. Oh, that is so long. That's so long from now. What month is it? August? So September, October, November. Oh man, that is so long. It'll be after Comic-Con. With these two already being added to the basic pool going forward, we will be letting you know about these updates before new champions added to the basic pool so you can make informed decisions. But it sounds like both of them are just going to be getting an increase and not a decrease. So it's not like they're getting nerfed a little bit or anything. It sounds like they're both just getting buffed. Probably more like slight buffs with their numbers or something. So yeah. So as far as Human Torch goes, so they say they're looking to increase his strength in not ideal matchups. I'm trying to think like what they're gonna do. So they're not. They said in the other post that they're not taking away or adding new abilities. So it sounds like they're just gonna be tuning the character, like increasing values maybe. So someone in my alliance, Doc McKnife, he big Human Torch guy. He gave me a bunch of ideas for some of the Human Torch videos I made. So he was saying, I think he was saying that a really good buff to Human Torch would be with his signature ability. Basically, there's a chance to gain another pre-fight ability. I think even when you already have one, and it starts with a higher percentage to gain that with the Awakened ability to gain another pre-fight ability charge on a fight. So I think that would be a very good change, just because that would be more time in your pre-fight ability, because when you're in the pre-fight ability, he doesn't have too many unideal matchups. There are some, like Havoc, because there's just so much energy damage, and he doesn't really have a way to bypass Havoc's damage. He can still do damage to Havoc, but it's just not really a good matchup, because Human Torch is just going to take so much damage from Havoc's abilities. So of course he's going to have weak matchups, but like without the pre-fight ability against a non-Mystic champ, his damage output can be a little lacking. So when he's in his pre-fight ability. So if they can increase more time on that, that would be a good change. I'm trying to think what else they could do. Maybe they could increase his temperature more, and maybe I don't know. I'm gonna keep thinking about what else they could do. If you guys have any ideas what they can, what the changes are going to be to Torch or Annihilus, I'm a lot more familiar with Torch. So if you guys have any ideas what they're going to change to Annihilus, I'd be interested to hear it. Let me know what you guys think about them just doing more balance updates in the games with champions. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know why. I'm pretty excited for it because I feel like just there's too much of a gap between champions. Like, you can't even see the gap, man. You can't even see my hands. It's such a big gap between Ghost and Colossus right now. Like, the gap in there is just huge. So if we can close that gap a bit, you know, I think it'd be good. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Broke down the post. Those are my thoughts on it. I'm super excited for Human Torch to get buffed. Again, I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like, subscribe if you like to see more content, and no more Torch videos for a while. For real. Peace.